Well, good evening to you. Welcome. Many people have said we've heard the snoring, but we've never seen the dog. So this is Isla. Hello, Isla. You meant to look at the camera. Did you look at the camera? No, I don't like doing this type of thing. So this is Isla. She's our newest cavalier, aren't you? And she's only 2.5. She might be 3 now. And she had a pretty tough time because she was brought up on a puppy farm and had lots of puppies. And when she came, she wasn't really very happy. She was quite scared. But now, well, apart from when you try to put her on camera, she's absolutely fine. But she snores for Britain, don't you? You say bye bye. Bye bye. And we'll maybe get the other one as well. This one doesn't snore quite as much. This is Daisy. Daisy of the slightly worried look. But she does match my jumper, which is rather nice because this is my very favourite grey jumper and I love it. Absolutely love it. But so, 2 dogs. And have I told you that it's Saturday the 21st? Tomorrow's Mothering Sunday. These two were both mothers. Daisy was a mother at a very young age, we think. And given quite a hard time. So as we think of Daisy and all that stuff, we think about mums and all that they meant and things. But she's very sweet, isn't she? But she doesn't really like being up here, so we're not going to be nasty to her. Could you say bye bye? Yeah. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bless her cotton socks. Actually, cotton socks are a bad thing because Isla quite enjoys chewing cotton socks. Yeah, just a bit Wallace and Gromit there, but she does. She enjoys a good old sock to chew. She carries them around and things. Right, so today's been it's been quite a difficult day today because I'm now in isolation because one of our congregation, he's happy for me to tell you, Rob Dick, is in hospital. He's tested positive with coronavirus, and I was with him yesterday before he went into hospital, and we were waiting for the wonderful ambulance people, and you know, it was an example of the great care that they give, as well as all the other frontline services. So when they came and took Rob to the hospital, he's been quite poorly, and today we've been told that he's tested positive. So that means that I've been with him, and so have lots of other people, so a lot of us are now isolating, which is going to be a challenge really. 7 to 14 days. I'm going to be in the study, Pat's going to be in her study, separate rooms. I know that's too much information, but separate rooms, separate loos, all the things that we never thought we'd have to do and hadn't really planned for. And what shocked me slightly was how little I really knew about it all when I realised I was going to have to self-isolate. So if you haven't just looked up all the websites, then do so. And it is quite a challenge, isn't it? Yes, there's no doubt about it. Listen, here's some hot news coming through. A slice of apple pie is $2.50 in Jamaica, but it's $3 in the Bahamas. So I'm delighted to be able to give you the pie rates for the Caribbean. Always a good thing. You know, somebody rushed into me. I was sitting in church. Someone rushed up and said, "You haven't been listening to a word I've been saying." And I said to them, "That's a very strange way to start a conversation." No, she just disappeared. Yes. Yeah, okay. So today, Grace and I went down to our church and we celebrated a Eucharist. And we're linking that with something that we put together earlier in the week, which was a reflection on the readings for Mothering Sunday. And so we've got that. We've got some rather nice piece of music. We've got the ministry of the word and some prayers, and then the Eucharist, and we receive Christ's body and blood together. But being apart. It was all most bizarre in an empty church and not being really being able to be near each other, socially aware and socially isolating, which we should all be doing. So that's going to go live. That is live on our website now, and after this has gone up, I will put a link on my Facebook page so that if you'd like to join in, it's not one of those professional things that everybody else is doing. It's not one of those terribly holy things that everybody else is doing, but it's where we are, and it's about getting the gospel off the page and getting it into people's lives, because that's what it's about. Gosh, this BOBCAST's gone a bit holy, hasn't it? But actually, that's something about it, because, well, it's part of life, isn't it? Our life is about, or for me, it's about the relationship with God. So you have to talk about that as well. Saturday night, we're building into Sunday. This is a bizarre Sunday, and I'm going to ask you to pray not only for me and for Grace and for Ian and for Ursula, but for all clergy and everybody who's so used to going to church, because we can't, and that's interesting. But it takes us back, and it gives us an opportunity to reinvent ourselves and to think, well, how else do we exchange God's love? I'm sorry about the reflection in these glasses. I talked about it yesterday, but I'm not quite... Oh, I could wear them on the end of the nose. Hi, how are you doing? So, young man, just come and tell me what you were doing outside that bar at 11 o'clock. And you were 12, meant to be at home. Gosh, that takes me back. When did you have your first legal or illegal drink in a pub? I mean, I'm sure you're all too good. I'm sure you never did. But I always remember my 18th birthday, and I went to the Tipwood, which was a pub in Glasgow, in Pollock Shields, where we used to live. And my dad came with me. And as we walked in, the barmaid said, "Hi, Bob, how are you?" and took a glass down and poured me a pint of lager. I was a pint of heavy. It wasn't lager, it was heavy. I'm not a lager drinker. And she said, "Oh, what are you celebrating today?" And I said, No, you just don't want to know. You absolutely don't want to know, because of course it was my 18th birthday. Right, Pat's been giving me a really hard time because he says I have no sense of direction. So I just packed up my stuff and write. Yeah. Pat's a bit cross today, I have to be honest. I've lived here 5.5 years now. And while I was in church, somebody came up to me and said, "Can I have a bookmark, please?" And I said, "My name's not Mark, it's Bob. You should know that by now." Right, the dogs are snoring. Probably time I went to bed. Bit of a tough time. Couldn't be here for a fortnight, possibly, and things. But even more, a much tougher time for Rob and those other people who've got coronavirus. So you take care, look after yourselves. I hope you have a really good sleep. And just remember how special you are. God bless you. Night. Love you all.